Now for global business updates, Rotus Oddiri joins us. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Dr. Bati. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning to all our viewers. And I'm so sorry to our investors because it's just red wherever you go. Oh, except for the, the Nifty 50 in India. Because same story. Shanghai Composite Index to China, red. Hong Kong, red. Japan, red. Korea, red. India is in the green. ASX 200. Technology stocks, even in Europe, US, we continue to see these stocks underperform because of these worries of an AI bubble and that all this capital expenditure is not going to bring in the returns that are expected. We looked at Xpeng yesterday. Now we look at Xiaomi, the Chinese conglomerate that makes phones, electric vehicles, and so on. They released their quarterly earnings and they did decently, although the stock price, even though I think it was 5%, it was 5% down, 5% in trading. Yeah, this one in 5.2. This is on the Hong Kong stock exchange. So 38.70 there, Hong Kong dollars is where Xiaomi was. So looking at their performance, I mean, their revenues came in at almost $16 billion. Smartphone shipments was 43 million. Xiaomi is the third largest smartphone maker out behind Samsung and Apple. And smartphones made up majority of their revenues. Electric vehicles, we looked at Xpeng yesterday. Xpeng did about 116,000. Electric vehicle deliveries for Xiaomi was 108,000. The gross margin, very important metric. When you strip out cost of goods sold and then divide your gross profit by your revenues, this tells you that the amount of money they're able to retain and how efficient they are. Their cash position came down a little bit, $5 billion. Adjusted net profit was up by 80% to 1.5. I would have gone into Baidu, but unfortunately, not enough time. Baidu is China's answer to Google. US stocks, this is what? S&P now, I think we're looking at the fourth or fifth day in a row of losses. NASDAQ is also down, the tech-heavy NASDAQ. This is where you saw most of your losses. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average down by 1.07%. So it has really been a tough month, this month of November, for US stocks. Same reason why Asia is down, same reason why Europe is down. Looking at some highlights here, Amazon was down by 4.4, Advanced Micro Devices down by 4.2, Nvidia, their earnings are coming up later on today after the bell, 2.8, Microsoft also down as well. Now, as far as Nvidia is concerned, this is all eyes on the company, right? Expectations, revenue, we're expecting 54 billion is what the analysts are expecting. Earnings per share, $1.25 was about 87 cents this time last year. So that's, I think, about what, a 50-something% increase. The markets always have these high expectations for Nvidia. 2026 sales, they're expecting 286 billion. They're expecting to hear about the Blackwell chip. You saw the Saudi prince in the White House. He came for AI. He came for chips. That is what he came. And also those F-35s that Lockheed Martin might be selling to them if Congress allows that to happen. But it's all about Nvidia's outlook, China, their sales. That's what the market is expecting. But Nvidia is down about 10% so far this year. They're still up about 30 for the year. A lot more news happening in the tech space. Meta won its antitrust case against the United States. The Trump administration, in their first iteration in 2018, the Department of Justice sued Meta, saying that the purchase of WhatsApp and Instagram was anti-competitive. The judge ruled against the U.S. government, saying that they were not able to properly define the marketplace where these social media apps operate, and therefore Meta is in the clear. Also, Google releasing, this made a lot of news going viral yesterday, the Gemini, their latest AI model, Gemini 3.0, supposed to be, PhD reasoning. There were a whole lot of videos floating about what it can do. You can technically take an image, animate it, and do a whole lot more in terms of reasoning and interaction. To Nigeria, to round off, interesting article in Business Day, which I think you also check out. The headline here says, Nigeria's healthcare crisis needs more than government spending. It needs ingenuity. Healthcare spending does not meet up to our liabilities. Most of healthcare in Nigeria is paid by households out of pockets. Insurance, unfortunately, the funding is not there. Our 2025 healthcare budget, 2.4 trillion, big jump from 2024, but still under where the thresholds are supposed to be. I think it was 5-6% of the budget, supposed to be about 15. So this article is suggesting that we charge 5 kobo on voice calls, and that is supposed to conservatively raise about 2 trillion naira. Now, of course, remember the telcos still have not been able to raise their tariffs, right? They are not being able to charge what they spend. But the point is this: whether or not you agree with what the suggestion here is, Nigeria needs good roads. You want better healthcare. We want 24/7 electricity. Well, if it's not taxes, where are you going to... That's the thing, I'm throwing it out there. How do you fund it? There you go. I'm done.
Greek,
how do we fund it?
Tax.
How do we fund it?
Fund the budgetary provision first.
From where?
Over 15% of your, what is it called? You are making revenues now through, what is it called, multinational and all of that. Over 15% over 30% of your budget has not been funded. Maybe you say you are making a lot of revenue. Use that to fund it. Don't bring telecoms tax again. Telecoms that you are not giving them anything in return, that they are powering generator, that they are falling down their masts everywhere, that only a couple of years ago, banks paid them the money they were owing. No tax, so no tax, so.
Okay.
Maybe they are collecting money from, what's it called, investors at the stock market now. Capital gains tax. No tax, so. Because any tax. Okay, they've rolled back down. No tax. So,
okay, let me
as regards that, but Rotus, you said something very important this morning. Do you know what's the population of the world now? 8 billion,
yep.
Do you know Meta reaches about 4 billion people every month?
Yeah.
So, out of every 2 people you see in the world, one will have engaged with any of the Meta apps, be it Threads, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook.
Yep.
Now, what about?
Okay, I have a question for you because, like you've highlighted the fact that we need to fund healthcare. Yeah. We need to fund a lot of sectors, education, healthcare, infrastructure. Let me finish. And one of the biggest challenges of this administration is lack of revenue. Despite the fact that we've been announcing all these revenue achievements, we've not seen that translate to funding the budget. We're still running 3 budgets concurrently, and we have budget performance is very low.
That's right.
So what I'm asking then is just all these bank taxes that they collect money from our account. Where does it go to, Rotus? It's a genuine concern for me because some people are considering closing their bank accounts. I know the bankers don't want to hear this, but it is a burden. I'll just open my phone, 100 naira deducted, one levy. I won't even be able to read it. What are they using?
Electronic transfer levy.
They will charge me at the point. Yes, they'll charge me at the point of.
God will judge you.
Wait, let me finish. They'll charge you at the point of transfer. Then 5 or 10 minutes later, another levy will come up and say that for the electronic transfer, break it down for me. Where's the money going to? I'm saying it truthfully because we hear all these profit before taxes from banks, very hefty profits. Yes. But the people are feeling the burden of it. Why is there no regulation around that? I say this because when we talk about taxes, it's the people that feel the burden and we don't see anything to show for it. So this is an address for the banks. They are killing us with the taxes and they want financial inclusion.
I have a response, but no time. Dr. Abati, please go right ahead.
Okay, very quickly. Let's start by commending Business Day newspaper for having a special session. They called it Business Day Health Conference, focusing on affordability and accessibility to healthcare in Nigeria, which is a major issue. And what are the major issues identified at that conference? The fact that it's not about budget performance, it's even about budget allocation. Less than 5% is allocated to healthcare. In budgets, either 2024 or 2025. Now, they say a healthy nation is a wealthy nation. It is unfortunate that in Nigeria, in terms of emphasis, we don't pay enough attention to those life-transforming aspects of budget performance or governance, whether it is health or governance or education. So that conference tried to draw attention to that. Accessibility to health, the need for reform, the need for technology, the need to stem the tide of brain drain in the health sector. Most of our most capable medical personnel, they are leaving. This country has about 120 psychiatrists. Half of them are into politics. They are not available to provide care because the whole health sector has been wrong-footed. So the solution that conference or the article you refer to now came up with tax for telcos. Well, naturally, as conservatives, nobody likes the tax man. Nobody is going to accept that we should be taxed more for making costs. The telcos are not providing excellent service. And in any case, there's this skepticism about the taxation regime in Nigeria. It's not about government getting more tax. It is what they do with it. You have government officials who are living conspicuously and they seem to be more interested in their own personal lifestyles rather than the welfare of the people. That is what is responsible for the disconnect. As for the other details identifying the issues, yes, But I disagree that the solution is to tax the long-suffering masses of Nigeria with, additional taxation. Now, you started.
Doctors are still on strike. Just to mention, resident doctors are still on strike.
You started.
You're not part of the lungs of masses. Without your birthday that you did.
No.
Don't ever repeat the word.
The pandemic
with your
of
birthday
empty
you did
pockets.
the quote that I saw.
No.
You were serving salmon like
I'm a suffering citizen.
Pandemic of empty pockets.
Yes, we are all in this together.
Hey, no,
we are all in this together. Now, the other issue you raised about the market, red from... now, many analysts have attached that to the bubble in the AI market.
Yep.
You know, the Dow Jones Industrial Average has gone down, consistently. The S&P 500. And the argument is that because of the boom in AI and then the bubble that we have witnessed. And that has also affected speculations by investors about what the Federal Reserve is going to do, whether there will be a rate cut. It doesn't look so bright anymore, but those are the issues. The elevator, behavior that we see within the market space.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.